They called her the Ship of Dreams, a monument to human ambition, built on a foundation of unforgivable hubris. God himself, they boasted, could not sink this ship. But the greatest tragedy wasn't the collision with ice. The real, soul-crushing tragedy, the one that still repeats in your life and mine, is the collision with regret. The Titanic sank in hours. Your life is sinking right now, slowly, silently, if you don't heed the lessons learned in those final, desperate moments. Because Jack Dawson knew the secret to survival long before he knew the sea would swallow him. He said, "Life's a gift, and I don't intend on wasting it. You learn to take life as it comes at you, to make each day count." How do you escape the unsinkable trap? The answer is the Jack Dawson Doctrine, radical acceptance and unfettered self-trust. This is the specific, direct sentence stating the advocated solution. Jack's life is his manifesto, a set of principles that can be applied to re-engineer your approach to existence. Principle 1. Embrace the vapor. Jack lived knowing life is unpredictable. He accepted that he didn't know what hand he'd get dealt next. The ancient preacher observed that our lives are but a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanishes away. This acceptance isn't resignation, it's freedom. Humility, born from the knowledge that man's boasting is vain, is the foundation of true courage. Principle 2. Trust your own voice. Rose was constantly told what to do, what to wear, who to marry. Jack's counsel was radical simplicity. Trust yourself. Follow your instincts, your intuition, and you will fly. This emphasizes radical personal responsibility. Only you can save yourself. No one else can save you. When Rose instinctively ran back to Jack, disregarding the rules of society and the ship's officers, she claimed her own salvation. Principle 3. Make every day count. Jack didn't reserve his passion or value for a later, safer date. He lived fully in the present, whether dancing in steerage or drawing Rose. His maxim, "Make each day count," is the antidote to the mindless chatter of Rose's trapped life. This structure provides the theoretical demonstration of the solution. Jack, the vagabond artist, offers Rose the princess, the only path to genuine survival. The evidence clearly suggests that true riches are internal, courage, presence, not external, Cal's fortune. If she had followed Cal, she would have survived the sinking, only to die a pauper of the soul in her gilded cage. There is an inevitable counter-argument. The doctrine promotes recklessness. This analysis must meet that objection. Recklessness is not embracing life. Recklessness is ignoring the warning. Jack lived with his eyes open, knowing the risks, but choosing passion over paralysis. The real recklessness is living passively, hoping your unlived life will simply wait for you. Don't wait until disaster strikes, until your own physical or emotional iceberg, before you decide to live. Jack's doctrine proves that the solution is internal. It costs no money, requires no social permission. It only demands one thing: the courage to be vulnerable and the self-trust to accept the hand life deals you, and then play it brilliantly. We now employ the contrast method to intensify your desire for the Jack Dawson Doctrine. First, visualize the negative outcome. What happens if you remain trapped, if you let the fire burn out, if you return to the safety of Cal Hockley? The ship goes under, proving that wealth and social status offer no immunity from suffering or death. Those who clung to class and entitlement, they all drowned equally. You become a victim of a life you refuse to pilot. You watch your true self freeze in the icy water of regret, hearing the dreadful cries of drowning people, literal or metaphorical. Now, the positive visualization.
Rose survived because Jack didn't just save her life, he saved her ability to live. He purchased her future with his sacrifice, giving her a vision of a life she had earned by choosing him, choosing herself. Listen closely to his final perfect instruction. This is the promise of the life you can have, the ultimate positive projection. Promise me you'll survive, that you won't give up no matter what happens, no matter how hopeless. You're gonna get out of here, you're gonna go on, and you're gonna make lots of babies, and you're gonna watch them grow. You're gonna die an old lady warm in her bed. Not here, not this night, not like this. Do you understand me? This is the outcome of the doctrine. Rose fulfilled every promise she made in that freezing water. She claimed a life lived fully, without waste, fueled by self-trust and the courage to break free. She achieved the ultimate visualization, a long life fiercely lived. This is the potential you unlock when you stop floating passively and start actively rowing. We have reached the final critical step, the go out and get it already moment. You have seen the trap, need. You have been given the compass, satisfaction. You have witnessed the fulfilled life, visualization. Now you must act. The tragic finality of the Titanic is the engine of your urgency. The call for action must be powerful and clear. Your task is simple, immediate, and necessary. Identify one thing in your life right now that represents your Cal Hockley. One suffocating structure, one limiting belief, one financial or emotional dependency that is actively preventing your inner fire from burning brightly. You need your butterfly moment. Older Rose reminds us, a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. If a mindless insect can do it, why couldn't I? You are not a mindless insect. You are capable of radical metamorphosis. The moment you act, you honor Jack's sacrifice and Rose's fierce choice. Take the leap. Drop your security blanket. Go out and make it count. Don't wait for the ice to find you. The time for hesitation is over. If this cinematic truth saved you a minute of regret, please share your biggest lesson in the comments below. Tell me what you're leaving on the sinking ship of shoulds. Subscribe now to ensure you never miss another blueprint for an unsinkable life. We believe in building lives, not just ships. Before Jack, Rose DeWitt Bukater represented the most suffocating need of all, the need to break free. She had wealth, status, security, but she stood, in her own words, at a great precipice with no one to pull me back. The film is not simply about class warfare, it's about existential entrapment. Rose's future was mapped out, pre-approved, and financially stable, yet she felt like she had already lived it, an endless parade of parties and cotillions, yachts and polo matches. Always the same narrow people, the same mindless chatter. This is the core problem that resonates today. It's not the lack of opportunity, but the comfort of convention. We build our own mental first-class cabins, careers we dislike, relationships we tolerate, routines that deaden the spirit because they offer the illusion of being unsinkable. This is the cognitive dissonance. We pursue safety, yet safety becomes the very source of our spiritual peril. Alan Monroe's work states that individuals seek consistency. When confronted with a problem that disturbs their normal orientation, they are motivated to seek a solution. Rose's wealth should have brought peace, but it brought dissonance, forcing her to seek radical change. Consider Cal Hockley, the epitome of the trap. He is the personification of status, control, and emotional violence. Cal is convinced that status is immortality. When the ship begins to sink, his response is not to save others, but to protect his assets and bribe his way onto a lifeboat. He is 110% selfish and self-interested. His delusion is our daily danger. We cling to structures, jobs, titles, expensive habits, thinking they are unsinkable when they are in fact sinking our soul. We are constantly reminded of the vanity of man's boasting. The ship, once thought virtually unsinkable, sank. This realization of life's fragility must be applied before the disaster. The consequence of inaction is spiritual death. This is the ramification, the additional evidence that gives weight to the need. Jack's diagnosis of Rose's condition is the ultimate warning. They've got you trapped, Rose, and you're going to die if you don't break free. He warns that if she doesn't break free, sooner or later that fire that I love about you, Rose, that fire's going to burn out. This is the need pointing directly to you. What is the fire Jack sees in you? What structure, what relationship, what job, what debt to a should is currently starving that flame? The trap is ready, the ice is close, the urgency is now.